and thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday edition, live from somewhere sunny and beautiful and fun. Thank you for tuning in to Born to Be a Star. And what a day. It just felt like a fucking day. I don't know. I'm having iffy feelings. Like, part of me, I don't like feeling like when I have a momentum of something and then I get off track with it. I had a really shitty experience with a nutritionist, so I just stopped using the nutritionist. And then it feels like one of the doctors I have is like blowing me off, and the office for the doctor seems to not have time to schedule me for anything, which is kind of concerning. Just makes me feel like I'm getting blown off. Now, my husband thinks I get way too emotional about things, which is maybe he's correct. But at the same time, like, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else, but I don't have time for stuff like this. If I'm attempting to do something and I like schedule things around it, or I take off time from work and I do all these things to do something, and then someone flakes on me, I automatically have this feeling of like, what the fuck was the point of me? Like, this is why I don't like making appointments like that. Like, I know I need to go to the eye doctor. One, I know I need to go to, the I know I need to go to the regular doctor and like the OBGYN and stuff like that, because clearly I'm a woman, or even the fertility clinic to help with us starting to prepare for our first child or whatever. Those things are one thing, but like, if I'm starting to build up a momentum and I get into a habit or something becomes habitual and then it just ends, why does it feel like people just don't care? That part just irritates me. We're going to talk about that later on in the tea conversation. But it's just annoying. But overall, today is a good day. There's no reason to complain. The sun decided to show up. And I had a nice cup of coffee. I'm not sure if it did the job. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to have mushroom coffee for breakfast. We'll see what happens with that. Still trying to figure out how I feel about the shakes I'm drinking. I'm going to switch over to the Venus shakes. She's got some shake brand I want to try. I'm still not convinced I want to go back to Tone It Up, just because I don't know what Tone It Up is doing. So I think I don't want to get involved with any company where I feel like I have to be involved with it. There's all these different options for flavors. I'm looking for a like protein shake company. I think it's called Viking or something, where there's flavors. Because I just don't want one flavor. I want multiple flavors. Like, I really do feel like that would make a difference in my day. And I don't mind having an option that's completely vegan or vegetarian that doesn't have anything in it. But I want something that has flavor. And I like the shakes, but I don't know. Because I did Herbalife so long and I got used to the shakes and the tea and all the stuff that went into it, part of me just feels like maybe I'll just go back to that, because that's easier. You just replace 2 meals with that and you have 1 meal to eat. So I was thinking about doing 2 shakes a day, breakfast and lunch, and then eating for dinner with like Skip, my husband, and seeing what that's like. So we'll see what he thinks, but we'll get into all that at a later point. I just don't understand why people act like that. Just threw me off a little bit, but who knows? That comes with life, and we're just going to live, and we're just going to move on. It just feels like I think that we have to be okay with admitting things and not hiding our feelings. Because if we hide our feelings and we don't admit the truth, we're only going to be stuck in lies. So let's be honest, let's be real, and let's tell our true feelings and not hide them because we're afraid of offending or saying something. If people don't treat others the way they should, then the others are going to leave and they're not going to have any time to treat anybody anyway because there's not going to be anybody there. It's sort of a give and a take. That's kind of how life is, which leads us to the beginning of the conversation. When you're looking in the mirror, reflecting on where you've been and where you're going, you're learning to love the reflection that you see, the person that you are, and the situation that it is. Every day is an opportunity for us to start the day by looking in the mirror and saying, yes, we can. Have a great day. Start something new. Try something different. Change your mind. Have a different hair color. Pick a new favorite color. Decide you want to wear gold jewelry versus, platinum or silver. Decide you want to wear platinum or silver versus gold. Decide that you are going to change your mind or do something you've never done before. Maybe today is the day where you're going to learn how to play the violin, the cello, the clarinet, the flute, or the violin, the flute, or the trombone, or the saxophone, or the drums, or the piano, or maybe you want to sing. Maybe you want to sing solo, maybe you want to sing in a band, maybe you want to join a choir, maybe you want to dance, maybe you want to join a new Zumba class, maybe you're sick of working out in your living room and you want to get a gym membership. I don't know if I'd advise that. I work all day. I used to have availability when I had an earlier shift, but now I basically work 10 hours a day and I can't go to the gym. I don't have time to drive to the gym after I'm too busy to do that. But before I used to have time, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how I had time for that. But if you want to make time, you can make time for the gym. You can maybe do painting and drinking, or maybe you want to draw. Maybe you want to get a canvas and see if you can do some splash watercolor. Any day is an opportunity for you to try something you've never done before. Maybe you want to learn a different language, or maybe you want to travel somewhere you've never been to before. Whatever it is, buying an RV, getting a new car, moving somewhere you've never been, getting a new roommate, changing your major at school, or deciding you're actually going to apply to the job you actually want to work at. Every day is an opportunity for you to say to yourself, yes, you can. And following the idea of yes, you can is the idea of never giving up. Now, we know life is difficult and bad things happen to good people, but we have to find a way to persevere through difficulty to get back to the good. If we spend our lives in negativity and doubt and fear, we're never going to do anything. I hate when people say, I'm scared of this. I don't know how to do that. And I'm thinking, my entire life I've had to be fearless because shit just continues to happen to me. Things that I don't know why they happen to me, but they do. I don't know how many times I've said this. I'm one of the only people I know that doesn't have kids. Do I let that stop me from thinking I'm going to have a family? No. But it is tiring feeling like that because it just feels like, why me? Or sometimes you're at the grocery store and you think you've got all the shit you need, and then you get home and you realize you forgot the damn ketchup. Or you spent all this time and effort at something at work and then other people mess it up and you're spending all this energy and it doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of people feel like that in school too, where you put all this time and effort into projects and you put all this time into preparing for your exams or whatever and getting involved, and then it doesn't work out for whatever the reason is. Every day is an opportunity for us to be better than we were before with never giving up. We can't get stuck on things that don't work. Just because one doctor said one thing doesn't mean another won't say another. Find a specialist. Just because one thing didn't work doesn't mean you have to do something. You don't have to be like me and get caught up in needing surgery and thinking you have to change your entire life and thinking you have to become somebody you're not because somebody said something. That's not always the correct answer. You don't have to get caught in a moment because something bad happened. Somebody you love might die. Something might not work out the way it was supposed to. You might have a bad experience. But your bad experience shouldn't stop you from realizing the good experiences that you had too. There are doctors and nurses and EMTs and firefighters and police officers and National Guard and the Marines and the Navy and the Air Force and countless others that sacrifice everything to protect all those around them. We need to recognize that we're not alone in this fight, that there's others to fight beside us and with. The only way you defeat the darkness is by becoming the light and resonating the light. That is the only way. The devil and the demons are always looking for a way to distract you and convince you you're not worthy. But you always were and you always are. That is the idea of never giving up. John Cena is regimented, not just in my mind and not just in the mantra, but every day for me. I recognize and I've listened to him talk to countless people on army bases around the entire world, giving them momentum and a decent perspective of what they're doing. And I think about the words he said and how much it resonates with me. There are moments where I just feel like, what the fuck? But then I get up and I still push forward because I don't have another option. I have to make it through the day. I have to make it through the week, the month, the year, and I have to keep going. I have a family and I have responsibilities. So I can't be fearful. I have to be fearless. And so do you. The only way we're living is if you're living fully unapologetically and fearlessly. That is never giving up. Following the idea of never giving up is the idea of why not today. Now, we know procrastination and indecisiveness don't get us anywhere. We need to make decisions at a faster pace. We can't take long to do something. We can't stop time. We can't control it, and we can't buy it. So taking that into consideration, if we can't do all of those things, what can we do? Well, here's what we need to do. Don't procrastinate too long. Don't take too long to make a decision. For an entire month, I was thinking I should contact the weight loss doctor to try to see if I can go in before the next month came in. And I waited too long to try to contact the office to see if something was available. And now there aren't any appointments. And now I'm not sure when I'm going to see the person. Fine. Okay. If I take too long when I go to the nail shop to get my nails painted, then by the time I go sit down with Winnie, I don't have a color to pick out for her to paint my nails. And like, I know I'm going to get a manicure and a pedicure and whatever else I get done. But I don't want to sit there all day figuring out which pink I like. I like to at least have an idea. Like, if you don't organize your life, if you don't plan effectively, if you don't get things done, if you don't follow up with emails and text messages and call people back and focus on work and get things done and do things, they're not going to get done. You're always going to be 5 to 10 steps behind if you're not 5 to 10 steps ahead. If you're trying to win the race, then you need to actually be running in it. You can't be talking about something that's over already. It's like the invasion of the body snatchers and Quiet Place 5 and Terminator. Those movies were such a big point of film because of what it left you with when it was over. Quiet Place 5 was kind of scary to me, similarly to a lot of movies like even Invasion of the Body Snatchers and sci-fi films where an alien presence is able and capable of coming to the earth and consuming it. And that is kind of creepy. There's this other movie called World of Worlds. I think that came out like maybe a very long time ago. But they have these movies on like, I don't know, like Netflix and Hulu. You can find them anywhere, really. They're everywhere. It's the idea that these...
Good evening, Mr. Giles.
Mrs. Stafford?
You sent my husband a note requesting a breakfast meeting tomorrow morning. I have the good sense to intercept it.
These things are things we can control. If you want to be able to live your life correctly, then you have to do things correctly or you won't get anything done. That is the idea of why not today. And moving on from the idea of why not today, let's get in the tea of the day. How many times do we talk about the idea of going into a store or purchasing something and not feeling like you're the customer? I was watching this YouTube video about... Let me find it. It was called Is the Influencer Dead? Right? And it just led me to this strange place. And today really hunkered it in for me. I've always been iffy about...
Let's go, lady.
I don't know, influencers or people telling me to buy stuff. I am constantly seeing ads everywhere. They're all over Instagram. They're all over TikTok. They're all over YouTube. They want you to buy some smelling soap or something shitty. Now, I happen to like Dose, the coffee that's not coffee. It's made from, like, it's very healthy for your body. And I happen to like Javi. I think that influencers have this tendency of thinking they're always going to have an audience. But that's not how this works anymore. I built my audience for Twitter and Instagram by myself at nowhere. I had no followers. I had no one paying attention to me. I had nobody checking me. And then I built up my own momentum. I became vegan for a while. That's how I originally started my followers. I joined Tone It Up. That's how I really started my base. I got into my Peloton, and I got on the Peloton access with a bunch of other riders, and I started getting people to follow me. I followed back. I stayed on fucking 12 hours, sometimes 24 hours, all night, messaging people, DMing people, building my base, building my brand recognition. That's how I became a brand ambassador. It's because I worked really fucking hard for it. No one gave me anything. I didn't just become popular. I didn't gain followers. I didn't do all this shit because somebody handed me something. I'm not a rich person with a palace where somebody just gave me an opportunity to accomplish something. So when I listen to these people, or I even watched the video with an example of that, it left me like, I wonder how we got to that place. Maybe because people don't want to look at ads anymore. It's not appealing. And people don't want to feel like you're selling them something. My example today is I'm starting to think that the weight loss doctor might not be on my side. Because the weight loss doctor brought up some fucking surgery. And yeah, it would have been convenient to do the surgery. But all that goes into getting the surgery is a lot of work. And I don't know if I can put myself in the position to do that. So I got out of it. The doctor called me for some sort of consultation, and I didn't go to it. And there's that. But then the weight loss doctor suddenly canceled the appointment with me. There's not another appointment for me to go to. I had to cancel the appointment that I created for tomorrow, for tomorrow, because I have to work. And I was going to potentially ask if I could come in late or do something like that. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm the customer. I'm the person that shouldn't be feeling like I'm getting left for dead by anybody. Because if I'm going to feel like that, I'm going to keep it fucking moving. And then I don't need to be bothered with anybody, honestly. And I'm not saying that. I don't want to be that person that's potentially not getting involved with things because I don't care. Because I'm okay with just being by myself. I could ride all solo, man. I'm a people's person. I'm a kind person. But don't get me wrong. At the same time, I'm saying that I don't think it's appropriate for people to start making you feel like you're irritating them or you're in their way. Like, I could bring my money somewhere else, dude. Like, and I have money and I can go somewhere else. And even if I don't have any money, I can still bring myself somewhere else. I don't owe you shit. See, I'm the customer. If you're going to do a bad job, I'm going to keep it moving. And I mean that for anything, whether it's DoorDash, Uber, or going in Chick-fil-A. I told you guys about that shitty experience I had last week. I just feel like every week it's a new shitty experience that I'm coming across, either in person or in a different light, where I just feel like you gotta be fucking kidding me. Why? Why is this happening again? What exactly did I do or did I say for someone to interpret the idea that I want to sit around while you fuck around? Now, I know these people have other people to consider or other situations to consider, but how is a doctor going on a fucking sabbatical? I don't know how that works. The person that was my nutritionist, she did the same shit for the entire month of April. I didn't set up a new appointment with her, and I was going to get another nutritionist for the app that I use, but I just didn't even fucking bother, right? I don't care. I don't need to be treated like this. No one does. If you come across these feelings and these situations from these people, you should do yourself a favor and just keep it fucking moving. You need to earn me as a customer. You have to create a reason why I want to come buy something from you. And if I don't have a reason to come back to buy something, then I'm not coming back to buy anything. I'm not saying that because I want to chastise people and make them feel bad. But I do think it's important to recognize that the stuff that people were doing, the influencers, these shitty people that don't actually care about anybody, but they want money and they want clout and they want to give you 5 seconds to make you feel like you matter in a moment, but then when it really matters, they disappear. I don't have time for that. I do believe in the phrase, you're in my life for a reason or a season. And since my favorite season of the year is summertime, you can freeze yourself out and go back to winter, and then I don't need to see you at all if you're going to act like that. I don't have time for that. Even if I do have time, I don't have time for you. That's the point I'm trying to make. We don't and we shouldn't be in a situation where we're allowing these things to happen, where we're convincing ourselves we need to allow people to mistreat us and do things bad because we need to buy something or we need to follow something. I potentially get most of the shit I buy off Instagram. Like, I get all the ideas for the things I do off Instagram, and I buy basically all my clothes off Poshmark, Mercari, and Real. I don't shop at stores because I can't stand people in the stores, right? Every time I'm somewhere, it feels like I'm an inconvenience and I'm the customer. So I go out of my way to avoid the fucking stores outside of the grocery store, which I have to go to every week. But even in that atmosphere, I just feel like, what the fuck? So every week I'm just starting to feel like I should just stay in the house. Honestly, if you're not going to know what things are, then you're going to be losing in advance. Businesses need customers. You can't run a business without one. The moment you forget that is the moment you went bankrupt. It might not appear that you went bankrupt yet, but you're going bankrupt. You can lie to yourself and pretend like you're going to be fine and you're going to be golden even when you can't pay the bills. We have to be better about allowing these situations to turn our mind and twist our heads. That's the tea. And the tea we sipped today was green iced tea, and it was delicious. Moving on from sipping the tea, let's get to the main part of the conversation. Life is but a dream. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Meaning live your life and dream big, dream high, and enjoy yourself. Music in 2026 is questionable. Outside of, I don't know. I don't even know any like artists outside of fucking Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter. Like, those are my top two names. Justin Bieber did some whack show where he, like, replayed music from before. He has no music out in 2026. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I haven't really heard anything that's, like, epic. There's a bunch of different rappers that I like, but I'm still rocking out G-Eazy from, like, 5 years ago. I don't know. I'm not into, like, music in 2026 as far as I'm concerned. Put on some give me some, like, Weezer, or give me some, like, 70s rock, and I'm fine. I primarily don't listen to any music from now because it doesn't sound good. It sounds fucking whack. We shouldn't work till we die. We should want to retire and enjoy our lives and die on a fucking beach under the sun with a badass tan with money everywhere. We should want to die like rock stars. We shouldn't want to work till we die and just work and 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 have nothing to show for it. You should be taking vacations. You shouldn't be working till you're tired. You shouldn't be aggravated, and you shouldn't let your job control you. There has to be some sort of a work-life balance, and if there isn't, then you need to find a new job. Setting limitations. You should be setting limitations not just with yourself, but with everything. Whether it's a friendship, a family member, or your own life, right? When work is over, shut the fucking computer down and walk away. When you're working out, then work out in that moment and don't let anything else limit your workout. Whatever you're doing, there needs to be a limitation. You don't want to spread yourself too thin when there's nothing left, because that's not healthy or good for yourself. If you're number one, there is no number two. People always pretend like they're the shit and they're high and they're up and they're this and they're that. But how can you be any of those things if then you're acting like you're second place? Because if you're first place, nothing else matters. It's like a mentality that you have to be able to portray that. Success requires no fucks. And no fucks means I'm going to get to where I'm going and it doesn't matter how long it's going to take me. You have to sometimes do things on a wing and a prayer, because if you don't do that, you might not get there on your own. Fear is the devil working in disguise. I say that shit all the time. We're dying the moment we're born. Things are not going to work out. All that glitters isn't gold, and the grass is definitely not greener on the other side. You're going to have to go through turmoil and difficulty and bad shit. But sometimes that leads you to the greatest experiences of your life and the best positions you could ever be in. Taking that into consideration, where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us here. No fucks means you don't care about what people say, because they're going to talk regardless. Do what you're doing instead. Forget the noise. You be the noise. Apex. That's on Netflix. I don't know. Brea. Wrestlemania. Vault. Looks pretty decent. Who's left on NXT? Basically no one. Everybody is desperately looking for attention on that show. I watched tonight's episode and it was It was okay. There's a bunch of new people trying to get their name out there. There's a lot of desperate characters on that show, and it's kind of hilarious. But we'll see what happens. I saw this dude from AEW on there. What's his name? The whack guy? Baber? Oh, he's not there. There's some whack guy from AEW that was on NXT. How do you go from AEW to NXT? You really got to be fucking shitty to go from AEW to NXT. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But okay. Stranger Things Tales from 1985 looks pretty decent. We'll probably watch that at some point. Who knows? Funny as fuck, Kevin Hart. One Piece, Running Point, and Thrash. Those are on the list. Moving on to food refreshers for the summertime. Should we give up meat? Maybe. Processed food will kill you, so don't eat it. Really limit your like Subway and things like that. You want to be eating actual lunch meat and actual food that's not got a lot of like salt in it and stuff. Drinking more water, because water is the best thing you can drink. Unchosen. I don't know. That's some like drink I found that looks pretty decent.
Would you do me a favor? Would you call my wife? Just say hello. It'll give her some money. I mean, she's so good at touch you've ever been in. Ever since she was a kid. I mean, ever since high school. I know how long ago that was. Thank you very much.
What do you guys think about Kool-Aid? I don't know. I feel like it's got too much sugar. Broccoli pasta. I feel like you could really make that flavorful if you know what sauce to mix together. We'll see what happens with that. And finally, 1 meal for 2 days. We ordered Mexican out, and instead of eating the entire thing for dinner, we split it. So Skip has dinner for 2 days, and I have dinner for 2 days. Now, that's $60 for 2 days in a hyper-inflated place in the world. That's pretty decent. And you got to really get your bang for your buck because everything costs way too much fucking money. And going to the grocery store is like ridiculously overpriced. And this is why I wanted to get that fucking oven thing. Because I want to know how much money I'm spending on things every week. And if I can have the availability to just shove that in an oven and I know it's pre-made food or whatever, but I know how much I'm paying for it on a weekly basis and I'd rather have that. I actually feel more comfortable with like food services and things like that versus the grocery store. Because like, I'm not that impressed with like the grocery stores, honestly. I like markets, but everything is like ridiculously overpriced and we don't know what the fuck we're eating. So that's another problem for me. Unless it's on a farm and I can see it, I don't really trust anything that I'm being fed. Like, that's why I'm so particular about the shit that I eat. And I try really hard to eat more seafood than anything else. My friends, thank you for tuning in to Born to Be a Star. Please remember you're a star wherever you are. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good night, and ciao. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We are the beginning, the middle, and the end, omnipresent, just like Jesus Christ, been here before and seen everything before. The one thing that defeats the darkness is the light. We're that light together. Remember, you're a star wherever you are. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good night, and ciao.